So we had a pledge music campaign. Actually, they do it a bit differently now, and they sort of still keep it open, almost like a store for a while. So it's still there, but not for much longer.
Yeah.
So if they want to get anything amazing from there's some really nice stuff. There's like signed set lists and lots of different artwork. And the artwork's gone down really, really well because it's got that sort of slightly Thunderbirdsy, spacey look about it. Bob Galuski's done that for us.
Yeah.
And T-shirts and all sorts of wonderful things. And Maggie's even made her own T-shirts and things. She's very creative.
This is what you're good at, though, isn't it, Vix? Because as a band, you're always hands-on with everything, and you seem to have so much fun when you're out there on stage too. We saw you at the 100 Club, which was that last year, 2 years ago?
The first thing, the hands-on, is actually something I get told off about by everyone because I don't think I'm in control for it, but I love it all so much. And especially things like the sort of media side of it and the visuals and merch and everything. I mean, I don't want somebody going and print up a load of T-shirts or, merch and stuff, and then me turning up at a gig and going, what's that?
Yeah.
It's not how I want it to be. So it's really important, that I'm very involved.
Well, you mentioned the tour, and this is such a brilliant buzz for everybody who loved the Wonder Stuff and Bentley Rhythm Ace back in the early 90s, late 80s, that whole scene, because you're obviously very good friends with those guys. It must be so exciting to go out on tour with them.
Yeah, well, I sort of stayed in touch with Miles Hunt from the Wonder Stuff over the years, and we've nearly done gigs. We nearly did gigs in my other band, Vixen and Her Mischiefs, as well. And then there's been, for one reason or another, it didn't really happen. And then this was just a brilliant opportunity, really. It's like, oh, yes, us kind of local lads and lasses getting together. I don't know, we do seem to like to go out around this time. I suppose we could have done just a really Christmassy show, but maybe next year. I am threatening to wear my Mrs. Santa outfit.
I was going to ask if that was going to happen.
But yeah, the spirits will be up, it'll be really good, and everyone will be heading towards sort of party time. Lots of people finish school and finish work.
And a bit drunk.
So, well, they may be drunk. You do not have to be drunk, of course, to have fun.
That's very true.
To be true too. So, but yeah. Yeah, so me and all the other girls, we're very excited.
So tell us about the 100 Club, because this is a club famous, obviously, for the punk period. A lot of punk bands like Susan the Banshees played there. How was it to play there? It was such a brilliant gig, because you have so much of a sense of fun on stage.
I just feel so at home on stage, really. I just kind of like having all the banter and the fun with everybody, and if something comes up that you want to talk about or joke about, or someone says something, then that's cool, just roll with it and go with it. So it was really nice doing the 100 Club. It's kind of a legendary sort of venue, and we had Saffron from Republica as well, and she said some lovely things. She was because I first met her at Ginger Wildheart had a birthday bash. He has it most years, and I met her there, and she was kind of saying how Fuzzbox influenced, Republica and all the other sort of, a lot of female-oriented bands around that time, like Elastica and Sleeper, and she was sort of saying without Fuzzbox there wouldn't have been Republica, and it was just all really, really lovely. So it's nice to get the chance to perform with her as well.
Yeah, she was fantastic.
But the crowd, the Fuzzbox fans are so varied. They know, and if you don't, now, you can just come as you are. If you want to get completely ridiculously dressed up, with your Mohicans, or, you want to wear drag or anything, we are fine with that. We love it, like all the colour and stuff. But then you had a lot of people in, like, I don't know if they've just come from work or whether that's how they dress up, in smart suits.
Yeah.
And, like women in, like, smart skirt suits and things like that. That's fine too. It's just... It was really nice, and I really hope that this new single kind of brings together the old, how we started off, like the Boston Steve Austin album and all the fans that like that, and then the Big Bang sort of more poppy album. And I think it's kind of in between and then, ahead as well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it's fantastic, because it does feel like the Fuzzbox through the years, like as a fine representation of what you've done from beginning to end. It's like a mixture of everything, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of kind of got that a bit of an indie and sort of edgy, punky kind of attitude.
It's got that energy, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a bit edgy, but it's still got that sort of smooth kind of a little bit synthy, sort of poppy thing as well. I just knew when I wrote that, because I had the title and I was coming up with all these different ideas and I was playing them on my ukulele, so you can imagine it didn't really sound, quite Fuzzbox.
I want to hear that version now. The ukulele mix.
Might send it you later. And I have all these little snippets of me playing different, melodies and different ideas with different chord patterns on the uke and sending them over to Maggie and stuff, and it's sort of like, perhaps not. And then suddenly I thought of it, go, go, go. Oh, that's it. That's the one. Let's have it.
Now, we know that Fuzzbox are party girls. When was the last time that you danced on a table? Can you remember? Was it recently?
Do you know what? I think the time is coming. The time is now.
The after show party.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think I've danced on enough tables lately. You're right. Thank you.
It needs to be done, I think. Yeah, you need to sort that out. You probably get asked this all the time. Obviously, you were massive in the 80s, still going strong today. If you travelled back in a time machine and went back to that period when you first started out, the early 80s, mid 80s, what would you do differently? If you could change anything, or would you keep it as it is?
Oh, I wouldn't change the start for the world.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I work quite a lot with young people and teenagers, and I do music mentoring and so on. And sometimes I do like talks in colleges or whatever, with like, they sometimes call it a lecture. I'm not sure I'm lecturing them, but and I'll say about how we started, because a lot of it is for me to help give them tips of how they could start their own bands. But ours isn't a typical story. We just got together for a laugh. We pretended we had a band and volunteered to support our friend's band. And then we signed up for our second gig because we were just so kind of bonkers and colourful. And we didn't really set out to, let's be an all-female band or we're going to change the world or anything.
Isn't that the best way to do it, though? Because it's completely natural.
Yes, I think so. I think there is still a lot to be sort of learn from that, to just have fun and be yourselves and don't be afraid to be different. So I certainly wouldn't change all that at the beginning, but I mean, I would have liked more guitars, a bit more edge perhaps as we went on. But I mean, when you listen to like both sort of periods of our kind of our success, both albums, I suppose, I mean, they're fabulous.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I can look at it sort of objectively now, and when I listen to the stuff, I mean, obviously the first album, there's even got mistakes and bits missed out and everything else. When you listen to the second one, I mean, the production is absolutely fab. Andy Richards is amazing, and we're lucky because we're going to be working with him again.
Oh, fantastic! Yes. Well, I was going to ask you, what's coming? Because obviously the Supernova single, going strong, people are loving it. It bodes for an album. Are we getting an album next year?
You know what? People do it differently these days, apparently. So the youth of today tell me. So whether it'll be more singles, whether it'll be more like an EP or album, I don't know. But there's definitely loads and loads of material. I mean, I can't see us kind of stopping now. Whether that's like forever, but this certainly feels like it's got legs. Do you know what I mean? Just, the band feels great, and there's Maggie and I from the original lineup. Sorry, I got a bit of a croaky voice. It's not my time touring. And then we've got Megan on guitar, Sarita on bass, and Hannah on drums, and they are just like amazing girls. They really are. We all get on so well. We have such a good laugh. It's really good fun. Everyone's got really different characters, and they're amazing players, obviously. They're really, really good. So we're a flipping good band now, And Maggie's got madly into, like her synth sound. She's got this Nord, which is massive, but it may as well be her sort of, her baby. And she's doing great learning how to do all this clever sort of technical stuff as well. So
I'm so pleased that you said that you're not going to stop, because obviously a supernova is a massive explosion, well, a star, isn't it, coming to the end of its life. Don't want that with Fuzzbox. We want the explosion, but we don't want the end of the life bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea of that for me, with the imagery of the supernova, was just it shines its brightest, doesn't it? and then it's sort of gone. And I wonder whether, is that something that we've done, or is this something we're going to do again? But I like the imagery of like stars and stuff as well. I'm quite into all that.
It's great.
So, no, we've got no plans of stopping anytime soon, because it should be quite a lot of nice 80s festivals and things next year as well.
Excellent. Do you love playing all the 80s stuff? Because obviously you're a band that wants to look forward too, but you shouldn't forget the history, because there's a lot of history there. But obviously you sound different to how you started. You've got the elements of it, but you don't want to be referred to an 80s, as an 80s band all the time, maybe.
Don't particularly mind being called an 80s band at the moment. If we sort of start coming out with loads and loads more material and all the rest of it, I might start getting like, oh, we're not now, we are a band of 2016, 17. But, it's really strange how, when we started to put all the sounds together and the different tracks, how actually they all work together, even like the really sort of indie punky, sort of noisy stuff, and then the really produced stuff. It's just really nice how it works together. So obviously we've tried to emulate the sort of rougher, rawer sound and the more sort of produced stuff as well.
Vix, it is brilliant to speak to you. I'm very excited about the tour and looking forward to seeing what you do in 2017, what it holds for you. And thank you very much for talking to me.
Oh, thanks ever so much. Have a wonderful Christmas, everybody. Oh, you know what? I even have a whole selection here of Christmas hats.
Oh, look at that.
My favourite.
Perfect.
That's the best one.
Is that a pink one? That is, isn't it?
It's gorgeous, isn't
I love it.
I don't know why. I've got about 6 red hats.
Huh?
Why would I even need many? And then this is for anyone grumpy.
That's so me.
Is it? Are you a barber?
Yeah, my boyfriend will tell you all the time. That's so suited to me.
I'm annoying about, any chance to sort of, to celebrate, really.
Exactly.
Christmas is as camp as anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you may as well go for it.
It's the spirit of Fuzzbox. I love it.
Exactly.
Good to speak to you, Vix. Happy Christmas. Good luck on tour.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Coming up soon. See you all there. Thank you.